Hi, this is Jeffrey Kurt Financial Group, and today is Monday, November 25, 2024. Before we get into it, just want to point out we did not do a video on Friday. Apologies for those who may have gone through withdrawals, but from the weather and technical difficulties and power outages and like that, it was going to be a pretty complicated process to get one posted. So Zach and I made a decision not to do it. The material that I really want to touch upon is on Nvidia, and I will get to that in a second. So, but as I do on Mondays, looking at the calendar ahead, it's a short week. No trading, obviously, on Thanksgiving. Half day of stock market trading on Friday. Bond markets open all day on Friday. So it's basically going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. On the economic calendar for these 3 days, tomorrow on Tuesday is consumer confidence and FOMC, the minutes from the last meeting with the interest rate decision. On Wednesday, we get GDP number. It's a backward-looking number. It's looking, at the prior economic activity. The big one's going to be the PCE data, which is an inflation index, and that's released on Wednesday, and that could be very impactful towards the Fed decision in December on cutting rates or not cutting rates. So that's the big thing that may move markets on Wednesday. Typically, historically, this week is it has an upward bias. So we'll see that. Now today we did start out stronger. I see a lot of the narrative pointing to Scott Bessent, the new, who's going to be the Department of Treasury head, and the Secretary of Treasury. So a lot of positive things about that. Bessent's got like the three-pronged thing with growth and controlling spending and inflation and like that. So again, the markets like this nomination. So we'll see what happens from here. But again, maybe just a start of a decent rally for the week. Now, going back to Nvidia, didn't get a chance to comment, but I wanted to talk about that because I think first of all, it's the most important stock, and also it didn't react well after its earnings last Wednesday. In fact, it's down $4 or $5 this morning on Monday, and it's been traded up to like 150, made a new all-time high, but then it's traded back off. So a couple of things I think to think about is that they, in their earnings, talked about data centers and the various divisions and like that. And so the data center, development was good. It's going to be good, and the guidance was good, but maybe just not what was expected. There's going to be some margin pressure. That wasn't expected. And their revenue guidance for the forward next quarter was just the same as what their previous guidance was. So there wasn't an increase there, and you've got some margin pressures that may be temporary, but they're out there. So, the stock, the performance, was still incredible, but not meeting expectations, and maybe pointing towards a potential, slowdown in actuality, or even a slowdown in their rate of growth, which is still, again, this is an overpriced stock, and there's a lot of expectations here. So this kind of a news with maybe slowing rate of growth could be could be seen as a negative. But just a couple of numbers I wrote down. This is amazing to me. Their fiscal year ends in January. So January 24, they did about $61 billion of revenue. They're estimated for the January 25 year end to basically double that to $130 billion. The estimate for this January of 2026 is $200 billion, up from 130 and 25, and the expectation for 27 still a ways out and hard to really pinpoint that, but is at $230 billion. So tremendous growth in the revenues. Great company, but again, priced for perfection, and a couple of hairballs here in the report from last week. So thank you for listening. Thank you for the kind words. Been getting a lot of good feedback. Keep it coming with any suggestions and questions. Thank you again. See you on Wednesday, day before Thanksgiving. Goodbye.